Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cappy, it's for you. But remember to use your own discernment. These are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. I also want to mention, if you are new to my channel, there's been a few comments recently, so I'm guessing these are from new people, because my ride or dies know how we do in the Reydiant Nation. Okay, now if you can't handle heavy predictions, if you are the sort of person that is overly anxious, this is not the channel for you. When I see the heavy stuff, I'm going to talk about it. When I see the good stuff, I'm going to talk about it. So basically you get the full spectrum here. It's not just all about love, it's not just all about money. I talk about everything, and that means when the heavy stuff comes up, I'm going to talk about it. If you can't handle that, the Reydiant Reality channel is not for you. All right, for those of you that are my ride or dies, you know how we do. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to give these a good shuffle. All right, for your key to the week this week, you have the Death card, right? Endings, completions and culminations in all of these different areas of life that we're about to explore for you. Something is coming to a close. Now, this could be, something that actually you're really grateful or really happy for. You know, let's say you're nearing the point of, the end of a course. Because it could show up like that as well. Whenever you see the Death card, it's not always about literal death, but it can be. All right, and this is something that I have a lot of wars in the comments about with people. It's like, if you can't handle those kinds of predictions or readings, this is not the channel for you. Now, for your actions and options this week, you've got the Star card. Interesting, right? So some future goal, hope or idea of yours this week, I'm really sorry to say, but I think you're going to realize very quickly that right now it's not possible, which means you're likely to be changing your path or your direction in some way. And on a really practical way, one of the ways that this could show up for you, the Star card could be like a technological item. So this could be a phone, a laptop, etc. It could literally just kind of pack up on you. I hope that's not the case, because it's always really annoying, and it's always, have you ever noticed, like, it's always at like the most fucking inconvenient time? It's like, it can never just happen when you're like right next to the end of your contract. I remember one time, about 2 years ago, I dropped my phone, I smashed the screen. And I was like, okay, fine. You know what? I've got about 3 months to go. I'll just wait. Got my new phone. Within a week, dropped it, smashed the screen. Pissed. Do you know what? Like, sometimes it's always at the most inopportune moment, and I hate that. Now, the Star card, in terms of your actions and options, this is about what you do, and it's what you initiate into the world. And the Star card is always about our future. We get a glimpse, but there's something here that suggests you're trying to jump the gun, which is really weird for Capricorn. So I have to pose the question to you. What is it that you're feeling really restless about right now? What is it that in your mind it's like, this is not happening fast enough, I need it to happen right now? The reason I ask is, this suggests, because the Star card, it's like it's in your actions. So you're going for the future thing, and the Death card is saying, no, this is not for now. And so it's like you're trying to circumvent the time flow of something, and it's not going to have the result that you want. So just watch out for that. In terms of the options that are available to you, the Star card basically says you might find that this week you will see a light at the end of the tunnel, and you'll realize that your dream is possible, but it's not on the path that you think it is, right? There's going to be a divergence of some sort here. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Seven of Cups. This is not an easy card, I have to say, right? And this with the Star card, if you have a friend who is an addict or has been an addict or has walked that kind of path, this week, I beg you, please check in with them, right? If you know this person to have gone down like a really heavy sort of path, etc., with this combination of cards, there's no getting around the fact that this person could potentially relapse. With the Death card in tow and the Seven of Cups, it's possible. Scorpio and Capricorn this week have really tested me, their readings, because they are particularly quite challenging. The Death card with the Seven of Cups, this could be, if you have, as I say, if you've got a friend that is known to have had an addiction or had a pattern, etc., specifically one that had some, maybe their journey into addiction started around between 17 and 21. If you know this person, there's going to be possibly a relapse this week and possibly an overdose. I don't know if you know the statistics around this. I've forgotten the exact numbers, but I remember reading an article and it said that people who then relapse, they're more likely to OD because they think they can go back in at where they started or when where they left off. I hope none of this happens or comes to pass. I just have to tell you, with this combination of cards, it's possible. Now, on a more personal level, that Seven of Cups in your communications, be very careful about telling yourself lies about a direction that you are going in. It's all going to be fine. That's not to in the end, our lives always work out fine. But in the meantime, you can't brush it under the carpet, right? Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, if you are telling yourself that you'll be able to just do everything online, that's not the case, right? Teaching and learning in a lot of senses actually are a very physical thing. It's one of the reasons that when I am promoting my tarot course, I tell people this is not a correspondence course. You can watch the videos back all you like. It's not the same as being there and asking the questions that pop up to you in the moment, right? It's a very different experience. If you're telling yourself, I can catch up on this, I'll be fine, the chances are that it might not be the same experience. All right, so just keep an eye out for that when it comes to your those of you that are employed by somebody else. Honestly, I think this is where you are getting really clear on what the prospects either are or are not in the current job that you're in. And I think this is where you're going to start to get, like, Capricorn is happy to wait, right? They'll wait forever if they have to, if they know that the progression in the career is coming. I think this week for a lot of you, you might realize very quickly, I'm at the ceiling and I'm not going any further from here, and that's going to create a bit of restless tension inside. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, that Seven of Cups with the Death card and the Star, it could be a misunderstanding with a client, but it could be that you're firing a client. I talked about this with another sign this week as well, and I can't remember who it was. And I've said this, right? It's been very few and far between, but I've fired clients. There are some clients that I straight up told outright, I'm really sorry, I'm not the reader for you. I don't want to work with you anymore. Very often it's not personal. A lot of the time that's an intuitive hit that I will get, or my spiritual essence will say to me, this is not the person for you. You are not to work with them or for them, or whatever the case might be. And there's been times, there's only been 2 times that I've been a little bit like perplexed, because I was like, I don't really understand why, but listen, I've built my whole business for the last nearly 8 years, right? Nearly a decade on my intuition. I'm not about to start ignoring it now. There comes a time where sometimes we need to fire our clients, right? It is what it is. Now, for those of you that are retired and no longer working, that Seven of Cups is probably going to see something come to light that makes you a little bit uncomfortable, excuse me, within a familial situation, and it's likely to be around a young person. It's not to say that they're in danger or anything like that, but you might, let's say you are a parent whose children have their own children now. There might be something that you see that child do with their child and you think, no, you know what, that's my grandchild, you're my child, I love you enough to tell you, no, we don't behave like that, right? It'll be interesting to see how this kind of plays out though. For your love and relations, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. So this is 2 sevens now. 2 sevens represents news. So when it comes to relationships, this is big conversations around finances, around resources. There's potentially some kind of financial hit that one of you, if not both of you, are taking. And I will say, when this information comes to you, about what, you know, it could be anything from, you know, maybe a speeding ticket right through to a fine, you know, for something. This is potentially a deal breaker. I'm really sorry to say, but you know, with this combination of cards, it's potentially a deal breaker. Especially, you know, one thing I will say as well is if you or your significant other are a bit of a fiend for online gambling, this is a week to nip that shit in the bud. All right, because it could end up costing you way much more than you expect. For those of you that are single and looking, honestly, I don't think this is a week for love. And when it comes to those of you that are flirting around with the idea of making a friend into a partner, etc., this might not be, I'm not saying that connection is a no. I am saying that this might not be the ideal week to pursue something like that. Now, for those of you that know, last month the clearing cohort was all about fear. The next clearing cohort, it's not out yet, but it will be soon. You'll be seeing it come up on my socials, and I'll obviously post a video about it. This month's theme is love. So love, relationships, partnerships. If you are in a relationship or if you're single, whatever your status might be, if you are interested in getting through or, you know, working through your love stuff with your, you know, with all sorts of energy work, your own chart, your own numbers, etc., this is for you. The last, or should I say the first ever clearing cohort that I had, I couldn't have asked for a better group. They were so awesome, and when I say they did the work, they really worked so hard and so diligently, and some of the shifts that we got from it were just mind-blowing for me personally as well. So I'm really, really proud of them. But if you're ready to work on your love stuff, the next clearing cohort is for you. Now, for your money and materials, boom, look at this, right? You've got the 9 of Cups. So finally some good news, right? Your money, your resources, providing you don't make any silly mistakes or, you know, issues, etc., your finances could actually be very good. Now, one of the ways that this could also show up though, Death card with the 9 of Cups, that could be an inheritance, right? This could be an inheritance that makes its way to you. It could be, because the 9 of Cups is a wish fulfilled. So if you've been hoping or waiting for money, this could be an opportunity that arises in order for you to make more money, but it is going to come with a sacrifice. There'll be something that you either need to give up or stop doing, right? This might be some of your personal time. Maybe, you know, actually find a new job and it's amazing and it pays amazing. It comes with all these amazing benefits, but it's at night, right? So there's something here that you're going to have to sacrifice in order to go for this next level of money, if you like. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the 9 of Cups is your ankles, your feet, your toes. Because you've got this with the Death card, which is Scorpio ruled, and we'll say that there's 2 ways that this potentially shows up for you. One, this could be some kind of water retention. It's like, you know, when you have a bruise and it goes really, really hard, that's only fluid that's sort of congealed in the body, but, you know, like they're absolutely solid. This could be something like that. I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice. This is not a diagnosis in any way, shape or form, but it is something that does need to be considered, water retention, right? Another way that this could also show up is some kind of STI, but it's likely to show up in a hormonal kind of way. There's a few reasons I'm saying that, and I haven't got the time in this video to kind of unpick it, but again, not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, just telling you what comes up. All right, and then finally, when it comes to your home and your environment, the 9 of Cups, it's a relief. It's a relief, it's a release, especially with the Death card. There's some moment here where you are liberated. You're able to kind of just breathe, right? To take a moment to say, okay, that was hard, but it's done. I can breathe now. I can move on from this. With that said, if you would like to book your personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. Before we go, I would like to wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Look after yourselves. Please, if it's not too personal, let me know how it shapes up in the comments. Take care, and I'll see you soon.